Regulators in South Korea are now on the case following the Terra Luna fiasco. Welcome to the Daily Forkast May 25th, 2022. I'm Megha Chaddah of Forkast, covering all things blockchain. South Korea's Financial Supervisory Service says it is hoping to prevent damage from the Terra debacle spreading by conducting an audit. We'll take a look at that plus a whole lot more coming up. Let's get you up to speed from Asia to the world.
Join thousands of NFT traders who already start their day on CryptoSlam.
Let's kick off in China, where authorities have fined a hydropower plant in Hubei province for illegally supplying electricity to cryptocurrency mining operations. According to the penalty notice released by a local branch of the National Energy Administration, the hydropower plant needs to pay over 43,000 yuan, or about $6,500 in fines. Aside from that, the authorities will also seize income of 21,700 yuan the plant made from selling power to crypto mining operations. China started a series of intensive crackdowns on crypto mining in May 2021 and announced a blanket ban in September. However, underground mining operations persist, with companies finding means to stay off the government's radar. And staying in China, where use of the digital yuan by educational institutions is expanding. According to state-owned broadcaster China Central Television, Lushun High School in Southern Island province of Hainan has provided students with a new campus smart card incorporating a digital yuan payment function. The card uses near-field communication or NFC technology, enabling contactless payments to be made. It also contains a cell phone card which allows students to make and receive calls, which is useful as regular cell phones are banned on campus. The card was jointly developed by two state-owned companies, the country's largest bank, Industrial and Commercial Bank of China or ICBC, and telecoms giant China Mobile. According to statistics compiled by Forkast, at least 17 universities and colleges plus 6 middle and high schools have already started accepting digital yuan payments. You can find those stories and more at Forkast.News. Over in South Korea, in the wake of the implosion of both Luna and UST, the country's financial regulator is set to audit Terra Labs as well as related exchanges. Forkast Danny Park reports.
The Financial Supervisory Service, or FSS, of South Korea is to perform an on-site inspection of Terra Labs along with financial services linked to Terra USD or Luna. At an emergency National Assembly meeting on Tuesday, the FSS said that the audit aims to prevent damages from the Terra Luna debacle from spilling into the financial market. South Korean regulators have been operating with a higher sense of urgency since local investors have reportedly lost hefty sums of money in the UST depegging incident. At the emergency meeting, the financial authority said it intends to tap into a third-party institution to enhance its monitoring of both domestic and global crypto markets. The FSS went on to add that it plans to categorize cryptocurrencies according to their risk types. It also said that management of digital assets and industry risk is limited due to insufficient legislation, speculative transactions, and inadequate disclosure of information such as white papers. One expert told Forkast how he expects this audit to differ from those conducted in the past.
루나와 테라 코인에 대한 투자자들의 상당한 피해가 발생을 했기 때문에 첫 번째 부분은 상장 과정에서 그리고 보증의 그 사후 운영 관리 과정에서 그리고 상장 폐지 과정에서
Kang also said the increased FSS supervision will be positive for the industry.
하고 매도하면서 차익을 실현할 수 있는 여건 조성이 되어야 그래서 그거를 기반으로 해서 거래소라든지 수탁업자라든지 그 파생적 산업의 확장이 이루어지기 때문에 상당한 수준의 투자자 보호를 하는 것은 이 디지털 자산 산업을 육성하기 위해서 지극히 당연한 것이다.
At the same meeting, the Korea Fair Trade Commission also pledged to examine what it described as unfair terms and conditions at local cryptocurrency exchanges. For Forkast, I'm Danny Park.
Comedian Seth Green is the latest to fall victim to an NFT scam. The actor's losses include a Bored Ape, 2 Mutant apes, and a doodle worth over $300,000. Green's tweet about his loss also drew a comment from Yatsu, the chairman of Animoca Brands, about his son losing his NFTs in a similar attack. So let's talk about what you can do to keep your NFTs safe with Yehuda Pecha, NFT relations strategist at CryptoSlam. Great to see you, Yehuda.
Good morning. Thanks for having me back.
Now, Bored Ape NFTs seem to be often in news for being stolen or hacked. $2.5 million worth of apes were stolen in an Instagram hack in April. And now Seth Green losing 4 of his NFTs. What's happening?
Yeah, it's awful to see this happening over and over again, especially when there's the newsworthy hacks that should be a wake-up call. Unfortunately, it'll keep happening until people decide to take security seriously. These attacks have been happening daily, though, for over a year now, and there's a special focus on the Bored Ape community because of 2 things. One, there's so much money being transacted in the Bored Ape ecosystem. Millions upon millions of dollars worth of NFTs are traded daily there, so just the sheer volume makes it a huge target. And 2, the Bored Ape community, there's a lot of new members to Web3. And they don't realize clicking a bad link or signing a bad transaction or typing your seed phrase can mean you've just handed over your wallet to a hacker. So education and experience are the best defenses against these type of hacks. It's on the NFT community to step up their game here.
While in both of the cases above, it looks to be a phishing attack as the NFT owners clicked on dodgy links which allowed hackers to access their accounts, we are in times where the NFTs one owns are used as profile pictures on Twitter or Insta or other social platforms. Does that leave NFT owners vulnerable?
It does. When people showcase their NFTs on social media, they're sort of advertising their wealth and they're inadvertently inviting attacks. So you know the saying, with great power comes great responsibility. Well, decentralization is a really powerful tool. It's a powerful structure, and people aren't understanding what responsibilities come with it. In this case, it's on you to provide security because it's not being provided for you. So you need to be very mindful of who and what you're interacting with. We need better security products and practices, and we're starting to see a focus on that. Take a look at, yet again, the cyberpunks who created a Guardian app where an NFT can be locked in your wallet. Even if someone has your seed phrase, if you lock your NFTs, they can't be transferred out without your approval. So going back to Seth Green, though, if that app was widely available and if his Bored Apes were locked, the hacker would have had access to his wallet, but Seth would still have his NFTs in his possession.
And unfortunately, even NFT marketplaces like OpenSea are prone to hacks. So what are the options for ensuring safe custody if you've got your assets there?
Yeah, OpenSea had their mailing list hacked, so an email was sent to thousands of people asking them to enter their password, and hackers made millions of dollars that night. Most NFT hacks happen in Discord, so right off the bat, turn off your DMs. Also get yourself a Trezor or a Ledger hardware wallet, and in general, treat every interaction like it's a scam. My main advice, though, is people should get in the habit of having multiple wallets. You can have one wallet that you use to connect to sites and transact from. We call that a hot wallet. And then a separate offline wallet where you store your NFTs, and we call that a cold wallet. So you purchase an NFT with your hot wallet, you then transfer it to your cold wallet, and it's a really easy way to limit the scope of these hacks. Because when a hacker eventually does get access to your wallet, your best NFTs are living safely in your cold wallet.
It's also good to see tools being developed to track stolen digital property. DeviantArt, a social network for artists, has launched an image recognition software that scans blockchains and marketplaces to detect art infringements in the form of NFTs. Your thoughts?
Protecting art and artists is very important, so the sentiment of what that tool does is great. And I'm noticing that each platform has their own way to police itself. For example, one of the world's biggest generative art platforms is called FXHash, and they deal with the issue of copied art with a combination of on-site tools and, just as importantly, community moderation. So they have a very knowledgeable community of art collectors, and they flag suspected copy-minted art. And the site quickly puts a warning on the NFT showing it's been flagged, and once it's verified to be a copied artwork, it's removed from the site. So somewhere between technology and the community, that's where we're going to find the best solution for keeping the art space safe and fair.
Well, in this decentralized world, you are the master of your own assets, and need to take the right steps to keep your virtual holdings safe. Thank you so much, as always, Yehuda.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And that's the Daily Forkast. And if you want a deeper dive on these stories, the Daily Forkast is also a newsletter you can have delivered straight to your inbox. Sign up at Forkast.News/newsletter. Thanks for watching. I'm Forkast Megha Chaddah. Until next time.